It's called Dunlap. You know what I'm talking about. You know what's Dunlap over the middle. So they haven't seen their feet in a long time. So when I'm telling them to check their feet, they're like, so if you can't check it yourself, get somebody else to. Or when you go to your primary, I don't care which doctor you go to, take your shoes and socks off. They may look at you a little funny, but do it anyway. And say, Doc, you might just check my feet. And they'll say, oh, okay. Do it. If you can't find somebody to do it, find somebody. If you can't do it yourself, find somebody to do it. Okay? That's why we say no lotions or oils between the toes. Anywhere else, put it on. Okay? Does that point make sense? Another big problem we see is a little fissure that comes out of the fifth toe. It usually starts as a little pinch if you have good sensation. If you don't have good sensation, you never tell. That little pinch is usually, the little sliver is actually a fungus in the making. But that little crack can become an amputation because if there's poor circulation and if there's immune system that is not working well, that thing becomes a big abscess. The foot becomes very swollen, pus is between the bones, and it's just a matter of time before that can go on to an amputation. So you see how little bitty things, an ingrown toenail, who knew an ingrown toenail could be coming above the amputation? Well, let me explain the process. When the nail digs into the skin, it's actually puncturing. Now, the shoe is a dark, warm, moist environment, and it has lots of stuff growing in there. Y'all know your shoes. Well, let me speak for myself. We know our shoes and this is my husband, by the way. Say hi for me. My beautiful husband of 20 years. He said not to call him beautiful, but he's beautiful, so I'm here today. My handsome husband of 20 years. So we know what our feet can smell like if we're wearing the same shoe over and over and over because bacteria gets trapped. So imagine now any cut that's in the foot and you put it in the shoe that's got the contamination. Guess what? Your foot now becomes contaminated or it becomes infected. Okay? Now, if the bone becomes infected, that means that we have to treat the bone. Often what will happen is you come in with a little callus, a little hard, thickened skin underneath the bottom of the foot. When we remove that callus, there's a full-blown ulceration under there. And if you're neuropathic, meaning if you're numb and you can't feel anything, guess what? That ulcer already goes to the bone. If I can touch the bone in the office, which frequently I can, it's already osteomyelitis or a bone infection. We don't want to wait until that late. We want to be proactive. So if you're looking at your feet every day and you see a little redness where you didn't see it the day before, I want to know. Breaking in shoes, totally different rules. You know how you used to get your shoe and you're like, oh, they're cute. You put them on and you're like, hurts a little bit, but I'm going to break them in. No. The rules are different when it comes to diabetic patients. The shoes now break you in. Okay? So what you do is you may wear your shoe a little bit the first day, the next day you increase the interval, the next day you increase the interval, the next day you increase the interval, and that's how you do it. And you're checking your feet every day after you're seeing how those new shoes are doing. The best time to purchase shoes is in the afternoon because your feet tend to be a bit more swollen, okay? All right. Any questions at all? How am I doing time-wise? 3 minutes? Ooh. Any questions?
When you were saying about your feet going into your shoe, did it cause bacterial